Am I the butthole for refusing to crochet something for my brother's future baby after years of teasing? Throwaway account. I, 24 male, have never been like the other men in my family. I'm introverted, artistic, and would rather cosplay than play sports. At age 14, my great-grandmother moved in with us and she taught me how to crochet. I loved it, but my brothers, Jim, 27 male, and Tim, 27 male, used to tease me constantly for it when she wasn't around, and whenever I would complain, my dad told me that life's full of people that are going to call me names and that I need to toughen up. I honestly think he was just disappointed that I wasn't an extroverted jock like him and his other sons, felt like he could just pressure me into becoming more like him. When my great-grandmother died, she didn't have much, but she specifically left me her crochet hooks and I was very touched. She also left my cousin an unfinished baby socks that she was crocheting for my cousin's baby, and I could tell my cousin was disappointed. We kind of had this tradition of our great-grandmother making things for the coming babies. I offered to finish what our great-grandmother started, using her hooks, and my cousin was thrilled at the gesture. After that, I kind of inherited the position of crocheting things for any new babies in the family, and I rather enjoyed it because I felt as if I was carrying on a legacy. Although, it did nothing to stop my immediate family from making jokes and calling me names. Despite the constant attacks against my sexuality, Jim, ironically, came out as gay and has since apologized for his past treatment of me, so we're on good terms, but Tim is still a jerk to me. When I went to college, I went low contact with Tim and my father and would just tolerate them at family events. Last week, Tim announced that he and his girlfriend, Tina, 24 female, were engaged and expecting their first child over social media, and everyone was thrilled. During a Zoom meeting with the family, Tina said she would love a matching blanket, little hat and shoes for the baby from me, and I asked her to send me a copy of her registry for baby clothes. Tim laughed and said everyone knows that it's tradition that I make the items. I told him flat out that he doesn't get to make fun of my skills as a crocheter and then expect free labor from me. My dad said that I was being rude and needed to apologize. I countered that if Tim was hurt by my refusal to crochet for him, then he should just toughen up and get over it, and then left the call. Since then, I've been getting text messages from my parents and Tim saying that I'm being petty and a jerk to Tina and the baby, but I haven't responded. Am I the butthole for refusing to crochet something for my brother's baby after years of teasing? Edit. Okay, since I keep seeing this, I'm just going to give some info. Yes, I am aware that you crochet with hooks and not needles. When my great-grandmother was teaching me, she referred to them as a needle. Granted, she obviously made a mistake, but when I was first learning, it just stuck, so that what I always refer to them personally, and I will correct it. Edit. For more info. For more information, the last time my dad and Tim made fun of / harassed me crocheting something was last year at Christmas. It's not like they stopped teasing me, calling me rude names, or questioning my manhood when I went to college. NTA. Note that your brother, Jim, and other relatives are not sending you messages. The ones who are the same people guilty of the behavior that brought about this conflict. I've been getting text messages from my parents and Tim saying that I'm being petty and a jerk to Tina and the baby, but I haven't responded. This isn't about Tina or the baby, it's about Tim being horrible to you about a skill of yours he now wants to reap the benefits of. It's not as if you said you wouldn't buy a baby gift either. Now, that would be petty. Tina said she would love a matching blanket, little hat and shoes for the baby from me. You went LC with Tim, so I'm assuming you don't have a very close relationship with Tina. So why is she ordering all of these items from you? Is it because Tim promised things he couldn't deliver? Has Tim misrepresented the relationship between the two of you? Sounds like it, and Tim doesn't like that. My dad said that I was being rude and needed to apologize. I countered that if Tim was hurt by my refusal to crochet for him, then he should just toughen up and get over it. I know your father hated having his words thrown back at him. Applause. Edit. Thanks for all of the awards. Lock it up. This says everything. I'd like to reiterate that offering to buy a gift puts you way out of the range of being the butthole. Or make a nice baby blanket out of the LGBTQ rainbow and see how long it takes them to figure it out. Or wait until the gender is known and make it out of hot pink if it's a boy. That'll really piss him off. But still, shouldn't weaponize children like this. Ops family already weaponized the unborn child by saying that it would be hurt by Ops' refusal. Ah, good point. Lace the blanket in dried black mamba venom. Once it comes in contact with liquid, it'll activate, and can be absorbed through the skin. It'll cause the heart to tear itself apart, and the venom is metabolized in the process, hard to detect. There, problem solved. Or, don't treat children as weapons, even if the other party is. I never said that original post should do anything of the sort. Only that Op's family already did it. Meaning that it's further proof that his family is as bunch of Oz willing to do such things. It's literally about making a soft little pink crochet blanket. But okay? The baby is being weaponized. But if it was blue and pink stripes, it would be just like hospital blankets. Or you could make it the trans flag. That'll show them. I wish people would stop using the pride flags as a means to get back at people. As a trans person, I think that using the trans flag as a baby blanket design is absolutely amazing and inclusive, and if it happens to bug someone, then I guess they are at least low-key transphobic, and it makes me happy that they are bothered by it. As a trans person, I recognize that using the pride flags as a weapon does nothing but further the hate for the community. You aren't doing anyone favors by getting a dig at people who are already anti-LGBT, you're only giving them fuel for the fire. The gay/trans people are trying to force homosexuality/being trans on my baby, and here's the proof. I'm not saying be a doormat to these people, but stop bringing the flags into it. Save them for the people they represent and will enjoy them. Pride, and the pride flag started as a riot. It is a war first and a party later. The flag has always been weaponized, and it always will be viewed as weaponized by those who oppose it, no matter what context it is used. You think marching in pride carrying that flag isn't seen as us marching to wage war against the homophobes by those very homophobes? Do you think flying it in your store window to inform others in the community that they are safe in your store is not viewed as weaponization? Until homophobia, biphobia, transphobia, etc. is eliminated, there will always be people who view our simple existence as war. As a member of the queer community, I am 100% in on using any and all of the flags to piss off the bigoted asshats. Also, thread starter isn't a kind of low-key r/malicious compliance. Love it. Reddit link. Gay people don't exist to be punishments to homophobic family members. I just want to ask, as a father of 2 young children and now a baby boy, what do you say to a child that comes to you and says people are saying mean things to me? Because I feel like I would say people are going to say mean things in life sometimes, and I might say something like you need to grow thicker skin or toughen up. Honestly, it wasn't until reading how it affected original post and reading the replies that I'm thinking I may need to choose my words better. Hopefully anyone reading this can chime in, because I admit hearing it now it sounds wrong but still need help with how to go about it. Edit. I just want to say thank you for all the replies. I'm reading all of them and appreciate all the responses. I'm just a dad who wants to be a good father to my kids, but I'm not perfect and I'm scared to death of messing up. Not afraid to admit when I need help. So thank you once again, kind stranger, for all the advice. Edit 2. I'd just like to continue thanking everyone for the advice and the stories. I'm really very touched by it all. Usually when you ask a question on Reddit you are met with downvotes. But all of you offered advice and truly helped. I hope everyone reads this thread and takes advice from all those who offered it. People are going to say mean things to you sometimes. That doesn't make it right, and it doesn't say anything about you as a person. You are wonderful the way you are, and I'm proud of you for doing something you're passionate about. I think this one's it. I can tell because I got the feels reading it and thinking about saying it to my kids. I will screenshot this too and learn it by heart. Thank you so much for helping me to say what I already felt but couldn't put in words. I'm sure you will hear this in years/decades, but I wanted to say this as a son to a cold man that used the thicker skin/get tougher line on me. Thank you. Thank you for wanting and being a good dad. I have a feeling you are going to knock it out of the park. I want to thank you for the kind words, they're greatly appreciated. I hope you're doing better yourself, and I'm sorry you had to grow up with that. It's toxic masculinity. Yes, we need to be strong, but we also need to be kind, gentle, loving, listening, caring, open, and trustworthy individuals. That is what makes a man, not some stereotypical BS. Too many men are worried about looking like men that they forget how to act like one. Who cares what others think? I'm going to teach my kids it's okay to cry, it's okay to talk about feelings and emotions. I want them to feel like they can come to me with any problems they may have or just to talk. I want them to feel safe and secure. It's what I plan on saying to my daughter when she tells me the same thing. Just so you're aware, Reddit has a function to save comments and posts, so if anything were to happen to your screenshots, you can always have it on your account. I had never noticed the save a comment one. I knew about the save a post though, but when you mentioned it I started looking, and sure enough, yes, there is a save a comment option. Thanks for the heads up. There is a book series called Ordinary People Change the World. It is a series of kid-friendly biographies on important people, some living, and some dead. Really excellent format for kindergarten to 3rd or 4th grade. The books have amazing life lessons for kids presented in a way that makes me tear up almost every time. I can't get through one of them without choking up a little. That is how I know they are spot on with the lessons. This is a perfect response to a hurt kid, but sadly even supporting your kid's joy may not be enough for them to feel safe. My older nephew loved purple and mermaids and dress up as a small child, and we were lucky to find a preschool that embraced kids doing what they loved, as long as they weren't harming others. The kids who loved to fight or bite or take things from others were taught that wasn't okay, for example. It broke my heart when he started regular public school and was bullied out of having the things he loved. When given a purple stuffed animal at age 6, the sort of thing he would have been thrilled with a year before, he solemnly said it was just for at home, and eventually he fully shifted to boys' stuff, cars and blue and rocks and lizards. We can support our wonderful darlings, but we're limited in how much we can protect them. My nephew is 12 now, and I will be the least surprised person if he rediscovers his joy in all things bright and sparkly at some point in his teenage or young adult years. And great good gods will Auntie Kali shower him with support and pretty things if he does. This comment. This is what families should do for children. I broke the gender cycle in my very messed up family with my oldest son, and my family was livid. He got a doll one day because he wanted to play at being a good daddy. I was a single mom at the time. He is nearly 17 and a kick-ass kid. He loves so-called boy things but can appreciate everything else. Pre-COVID he used to keep a few tampons and pads in his backpack for his best friend. He is FTM and had trouble with his cycles. He did that on his own because he said it was time to normalize periods. His female friends had no problem asking for one if needed. Sounds like you're raising a great kid. One of my nephew's closest friends kind of reminds me of myself at the same age, and I was the weird bullied kid, so I think my nephew is shaping up okay. We had a period of bratty, bad sportsman-like stuff, like shutting off the system if you were beating him at a game, and trash talking, but he seems to have come out of that. This reminded me of Mr. Rogers. This was basically his life's work as a child psychologist. He was very careful and intentional about the words he chose to tell kids. One of his famous sayings is, "There's nobody in the world like you, and I like you just the way you are." I read this and felt you saying it right to me. It actually got me all misty, thanks. I kind of want to put this on a little card and read it whenever I need it. Thank you for not being named something like Vagina Stabber or Rimjob Steve LOL. My husband told me something like this yesterday, and yes, this is it. Basically that yes, people are rude and inconsiderate, but the hurtful things they say shows there's a problem with them, not me. NTA. It's ironic that people tease others to toughen them up, but they leave scars that fester inside unless they're treated. He's not entitled to your services just because he's your brother, especially when he hasn't atoned for his behavior. Tina would probably be disappointed though. Hopefully she didn't offense too. OP, toughens up everyone, speechless face. I know that was Dad and Tim's face for sure lol. Op as a kid, I'm sad because my brothers are making fun of me for something I really enjoy and kind of screwing me up emotionally. Op's dad who also makes fun of him for it. Toughen up Op as an adult after going low contact with his crappy family members. I'm not going to make you stuff for free after you ridiculed me about it for my whole life, and especially because we don't really have that kind of relationship. Tim and Dad, you're hurting our feelings. 11 Op, toughen up Tim and Dad. Surprised Pikachu face, NTA. No, not like that. You're being too tough. We meant just let us do whatever we want. I wanted you to be just shy of breaking from the way I treat you, not resistant. Exactly. Looks like toughening up came with the side effect of not tolerating bullcrap. Lol. I mean, she picked Tim. She gets what she picked, and what she picked is in butthole. No, she may not see that side of him. Then it's her fault for agreeing to marry a dude without knowing his relationships with his family members. You marry a person, but you marry into their family. It's part of your due diligence to make sure that's a family dynamic you want to be a part of before you get knocked up and put accept the ring. Yeah, if Tina doesn't even know that Tim's brother, the one who is supposed to make them gifts for their baby, is low contact with his immediate family, I wonder what else Tim is hiding from her about himself. NTA, he's mocked you for years and now wants a gift of the very thing he's mocked. Seriously, that's just rude. I'd be tempted to give toxic brother a learn to knit kit and write a sweet little note that says how happy I am he's taking an interest in knitting. Then macho man can knit his own baby gear. Maybe a copy of the Little Red Hen as well. Thank you. All I could hear is my first grade teacher's voice reading the lines, "You didn't help me make the bread, and you won't help me eat the bread." Is it weird that I think back to that book a lot? Probably the best message from a kid's book. Much better than the fish giving away its shiny scales book. Crochet. We hookers notice. I'm a knitter. My 70-plus-year-old conservative mother-in-law is a crocheter. I wanted to learn, then made a joke about becoming a hooker without thinking. Now she thinks it's hilarious, and when she discusses projects with people refers to herself as a hooker. You I like. Thank you for watching. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube. And share them with your friends. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. We welcome your comments below. Another of our videos will begin shortly.